earlier this week, I was just on a very routine errand, right? Just going to the grocery store, and all of a sudden I see all these trucks pull up, and they have these banners with Trump slogan and how Blue Lives Matter, and of how we were going to keep America great and all that. And I got some very good photographs, and I ended up spending quite a few hours of chasing all that campaign, just taking photographs because it's such a historical election season, right? Oh, I don't like Trump. I don't like Biden either, by the way. But you see, this is why I love being single. If I had a wife at home and it's a Saturday and I'm out getting groceries and I end up spending 3 hours taking photographs of. My wife would probably accuse me of cheating on her. I mean, it's not like I haven't experienced that before. I had a girlfriend who was quite possessive about that. I would be writing computer games and she thought that I was talking to some other girl. And I just don't have to explain anything to anybody, right? I could just do it, right? Right now I have the luxury of working remotely, and see, I've spent time in 4 different cities in the last 6 months. I don't have to explain to anybody, right? I just pack my bags and then I go, right? I don't have to worry about. I keep my immune system very strong. That's why I'm not terribly concerned about all this travel. Obviously, I take precautions as well. But see, when I think back at the girls that I've dated, some of them had relatively healthy lifestyles, right? But they all cheated from here and there, right? And it wasn't just here and there. They called it here and there, but it was here and there everywhere, right? They needed to celebrate some event. Oh, it's they just lost a family member. Give them a break, right? You get the idea. And then they wonder why. They can't even survive. Somebody coughing at them, right? I don't know. I just don't have to deal with that crap, right? I'm really saddened. Earlier this year, I was planning on going to somewhere to view the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. It only happens once every 20 years, and I definitely want to get some good photographs. I was thinking, see here, if I were to stay here in the northwest area, Jupiter and Saturn are going to be really low on the horizon, and I believe you can catch it right after sunset, but it's going to be tricky. What I was thinking was some of the coastal cities in Sweden or Finland, where you could look south toward Gdansk Bay. I bet you could see Jupiter and Saturn much closer to the horizon. The other thing I thought about was going to Taiwan, but Taiwan is equatorial. It would definitely be high up, but it would be just after sunset. There would be a very short time window to see it. But all of that is moot right now because of the lockdowns, right? But you see, I could just jump on a plane and go see those events. I don't need approval of anybody in my life, right? I like it. Earlier this week when I was chasing those Trump cars, it just made me realize how much freedom there is now that I don't have to deal with that crap. And now that I'm in the Rocky Mountain area, I don't have to deal with all the judgment that comes with. See, over in Seattle, people don't accept singles as much, right? You get 2 camps of people, right? Some people just think you have no life at all, especially at the workplace. You can do all this work that nobody wants to do. You can do all these hours that nobody wants to do. I was working at a tutoring center last year, and every time we had holidays I worked with a lot of Asian people. I can't remember the Chinese New Year's. People think, you can do all those hours. I don't mind it, right? But I don't celebrate Chinese New Year's anyhow, right? But at the same time, I feel like a second-class citizen doing those hours for those people. I mean, I get those extra hours, but it's the sentiment that I don't like. Or people think that let me see where else this has come up. You get the idea, right? You can see. I've never gone on like a double date where I was a where I was a solosexual dater, right? That's where I really see the unfairness of it all. And then when I have any when I ask for vacations at work, I always get the lowest priority, right? People who need to go see their family, they need to have children who are going to a field trip. They get the first priority, right? I want to go to a conference. You can do that, online over Zoom, right? Oh, that's the kind of sentiment that people have. They don't say it out loud, obviously, but it's the general sentiment, right? Here in the Rockies, I can go out to eat, go to a movie, go bowling by myself, and I get treated just like anybody else, right? Um, I think I spent a Valentine's Day in the Rockies as well a few years ago, and I got pretty good service too. Um, you get the idea. Being able to jump where I want without having approval. Unfortunately, uh, in some places, which is really funny because in Seattle there's a lot of sentiment toward equality to all sorts of other relationships, right? It's only if you're out of a relationship that there at this kind. That's why I like to call it a solosexual relationship as opposed to being single, right? That way I could be just like one of them, right? One time we had a staff meeting about the LBGQT kind of stuff, and I replied to the email saying, I think you left out the S. And everybody just gave me a really dirty look about that, and that was pretty upsetting. So you get the idea, though. There's still a gap to be settled between the two groups, at least over in Seattle, not here in the Rockies, which is why I've temporarily, well, more or less permanently now, relocated to this area, right?